Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by Bell Tire. Since May 29th, Justin Verlander has been on an absolute mission. His ERA of 0.72 leads all of Major League Baseball in that stretch. And Verlander will toe the slab here this afternoon on a gorgeous afternoon for baseball. Welcome to the Motor City. Final game in the series featuring the New York Mets and your Detroit Tigers. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pemba, glad to have you with us for the series finale here against the Mets. Rod Allen joins us in a moment. Look, the story in this series, without question, has been the Mets offense. 30 runs on 38 hits through the first two games in the series. However, Justin Verlander is on the hill today, so things should change for the Detroit Tigers. There are many that feel Verlander is taking that next step to becoming a Cy Young candidate. And here's a little bit of a comparison. After his no-hitter in 2007, the 9 starts following that no-hitter, his numbers were pretty good. But in the 9 starts following his no-hitter this year in 2011, his numbers are absolutely off the charts. A 7-0 record, a 1.76 ERA, and 69 strikeouts in that span. Justin Verlander, to be quite succinct, has been awesome. He has been diabolical. So Justin Verlander is on the hill today. Tigers and the Mets, final game of the series. Right now we send you back to the Callsam Studios. Here's Mickey York. ready to go. We know you are ready to go, and so is Justin Verlander on a great day for baseball here in the Motor City. We're at Comerica Park, where the Tigers are getting set to take on the visiting New York Mets, the final game in this 3-game series. Here is the scouting report on Justin Verlander today. It is presented by Ace Hardware.
As always, when Justin Verlander toes the rubber for the Tigers, he is absolutely must-see TV with the impressive arsenal that he has. He is one of the most impressive pitchers in all of baseball. He is most definitely all-star bound once again this year. He'll be in Arizona in just a couple of weeks, and he is most definitely that guy on the mound today to get a win for his club.
And hopefully he'll be able to accomplish just that as Jose Reyes steps in to lead things off here this afternoon. Reyes for the Mets. He'll be followed by Pridie and Beltran. And here we go. The first pitch of the ball game today is fouled back by Jose Reyes. 81 degrees our game time temp here this afternoon.
Perfect day. Not a whole lot of humidity.
No, it's spectacular. Really, really nice here at the park. Nice crowd still filing in.
Really, the last 4 or 5 days have been sensational weather-wise.
Definitely summer-like. The 0-1 is outside. 1 ball and 1 strike on Reyes. They have not done a good job of keeping him off the bases. 6 for 10 in the series. He has scored 4 times. Here is Verlander's 1-1 pitch. Driven in the air towards center field. It's shallow, and it's going to drop. Base hit. Loop single. Reyes running hard. He'll get the second. How about Jose Reyes? He never stopped. So the leadoff man is aboard. And here is the rest of the lineup for the New York Mets, presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Behind Reyes, you've got Pridie and Beltran. Murphy is cleaning up today, followed by Angel Pagan. Jason Bays in left. And their bottom 3 is Lucas Duda, Josh Thole, and Ruben Tejada. So here is Jason Pridie batting .241. The leadoff 2-base hit for Jose Reyes, his 7th hit in the series. Pridie is playing in right field today. Verlander misses high and away, 1-0.
Looked like Dirks in right field and Jackson in center field may have been fooled by the swing of Jose Reyes, who was standing on second base, and both broke back on that ball, and it landed in for a double, a hustling double.
You've talked about the excitement that Jose Reyes brings to a ball game as a strike is called on the appeal. I mean, he was running hard from the get-go, and it's almost as if he felt this thing's dropping in. I'm getting 2.
He only knows one way, and that's to play the game 110%.
1 ball, 1 strike on Pridie.
Justin really doesn't have to worry all that much about the fact that Jose will steal third base when he wants to. He should not, however, with the left-hander in the batter's box. I don't think he'll go with that left-hander being in that batter's box. But then again, you never know.
Alex Avila behind the plate today, forming the battery with Justin Verlander. Early trouble for the Tigers right-hander. And the 1-1. Instead, he's going to bluff back to the bag at second. Pridie has had big league time with the Minnesota Twins prior to this stop here with the New York Mets. Fouls it straight back, 1-2. Verlander coming off that impressive start against the Arizona Diamondbacks, in which he went 8 innings and struck out 14, a season high 14 strikeouts, and to be more exact, a career high 14 strikeouts.
Since he's thrown that no-hitter, it appears that Verlander, every single start after the no-hitter, has gotten better, and that's hard to believe.
It really is. In the air, foul back out of play. I mean, you think when a guy throws a no-hitter that everything is kind of converged on one day, everything went right for him, and it's probably the best he's going to pitch the entire season, but he's just progressively gotten better and better and better.
He's had 2 starts since throwing that no-hitter in Toronto that we have thought he was going to throw another one. 2 since then.
1 ball, 2 strikes. And a breaking ball that dips low. 2-2 on Jason PRIDIE.
You tell yourself when you go up against a guy like Verlander, because he throws in the upper 90s with his fastball, that's the pitch that you have to sit on all day long. But that is not the case with Verlander. In his last 4 starts, he has thrown about 50% fastballs, 50% off-speed pitches.
Missed again, and the count goes 3-2.
Which is rare for a guy that throws that hard.
JB was saying that he, in order to be able to command his fastball at 97 and beyond late in games, he backs off early. He finds his rhythm, finds his platform, his arm slot, throwing 92, 93, and that allows him later in games to have the confidence to hit his spots when he has to dial it up to 98 or so.
It took him a while to realize that when he does that, he's at his best.
Pulled and caught by the second baseman Santiago. Quick throw, got him! A double play!
Nice play.
I didn't think they had a chance. Santiago was in short right.
First and foremost, Reyes, the base runner at second base, he didn't think Santiago was going to make the play because he clearly could have gotten back. But Santiago makes a nice play and then alertly gets the ball back to Peralta before sliding head first into second base was Reyes.
So Reyes is doubled up.
It's a big play.
We'll bring up Beltran. And a strike called on Carlos Beltran. One of those plays that just gives you instant energy. Beltran having a good series. He's had 4 hits. He's had a grand slam. 1 ball and 1 strike. Popped up. Back out of play.
Yeah, there are many in baseball that believe that Carlos Beltran will be dealt this year by the New York Mets to a contending team at or around the trade deadline.
Well, he's coming off that knee surgery from last year, which limited him to a handful of games. He played in 64 last year, but I think he's proven this year that he's all guns a-blazing. He's had 53 RBIs. Swing and a miss, and Verlander takes care of it. Justin gets his first strikeout of the game. And we go to the bottom of the first. Still no score in this one from Comerica. And the Mets failed to score in the top of the first. And we remind you, if the Tigers combine for 3 or more home runs in this game, bring a copy of the box score to a participating Arby's location tomorrow and get yourself a free small order of curly fries. Here's the starting lineup for the Tigers, presented by Big Boy. Jackson, Kelly, and BOESCH are at the top. Miguel Cabrera is at first base. Victor Martinez DHing today. Dirks in right. You've got Peralta, Avila, and Santiago rounding out the Tigers starting 9. Well, the Bernstein Advantage brings you the scouting report on Mike Pelfrey. Get the Bernstein Advantage. We go to bat for you.
Well, with Johan Santana being on the disabled list, Pelfrey got the opening day nod for his club. And his first 4 starts, he got off to a rocky start this year, but he's added a splitter. He's also added a cut fastball. And one other thing that they would like to see him do, they'd like to see him be a little bit more aggressive with his fastball inside the left-hand batters.
Austin Jackson leading it off for Detroit. And there's a strike call, 1-1 on Jackson.
It's the first time anybody has caught him, with the exception of Paulino in his last 9 starts. So we'll see how THOLE handles Pelfrey here today.
It'll get back out of play, 1-2.
He and Paulino had been working very well together lately.
Paulino caught the ball game last night. THOLE caught game 1 of the series. Pelfrey stands 6'7", 249.
He's got a good pitcher's body on him. Throw downhill.
Missed it high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He was born at WRIGHT-PATTERSON Air Force Base in Ohio. Went to school at Wichita State.
Good baseball school.
Absolutely. They've churned him out. That's outside. 3-2 now on Jackson, who has 5 hits on the homestand. Tigers need to get Austin's bat going again. He has been in a bit of a slump lately, although Jackson had that good first game in which he homered. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Fouled off. Austin in last night's game was 0 for 5. And really, after that slow start, came on nicely in the month of June and towards the end of May as well. Pelfrey ready with the 3-2 pitch. Don Kelly will be next. Tigers need a win here today. The Mets have won the first 2 with some thunderous offense. And as a result, the Tigers in a first place tie now with Cleveland in the Central. Ooh, look out, up at his chin in ball 4.
Let's take a look at the New York Mets defensively. It's presented by Tim Horton. In the infield, they have the best shortstop in the National League in Jose Reyes, and one of the top performers in all of baseball. He's an electrifying player.
So Reyes manning the shortstop position as Don Kelly stands in. And the runner goes right away. Here comes a throw down to second from THOLE. Not in time. A steal for Jackson. Right away, the Tigers being very aggressive here in the first inning.
Austin Jackson tired of us talking about Jose Reyes, the shortstop of the Mets, and how electrifying he is. And he's providing us with an electric moment here in the first inning, stealing that base rather easily.
14th stolen base of the year for Jackson.
Never asked Austin Jackson, but he never slides head first. I wonder if that's just something that someone cautioned him against when he was very, very young, or what. But does not slide head first, and we've also talked about the fact that very seldom will we see him leave his feet and when playing center field. And he runs down everything.
Here's the 1-1. Lifted in the air. The shortstop, Reyes, back to the grass, and Kelly is out. Remember, Ricky Henderson used to slide head first in just about every time at second.
And for the kind of pounding that he took on his body, it is amazing that he played as long as he did and had as much success as he did. Every time he steals a base, he slides head first.
His uniform's already all muddied up.
He comes out of the clubhouse with a dirty uniform.
Here's Brennan BOESCH. 5-game hitting streak right now for BOESCH, hitting an even .300. Well, BOESCH in the month of June, we have documented his numbers. They are awfully gaudy. 379 this month. As the month comes to a close, he's also 6th in the American League in runs scored. And BOESCH has really been the beneficiary of some guys hitting behind him that have driven in a lot of runs. Guys like Cabrera, Martinez.
There's not many guys in the big leagues that are performing in just over their first full season in the major leagues that have the skill set that Brennan BOESCH has, or is putting up the kind of numbers that he has put up in his very short tenure in a Detroit Tigers uniform. He has put up some outstanding numbers.
2-0 is lined to left field, slicing, but caught on the run by Jason Bay. So Jackson returns to second, 2 gone. And it'll take a 2-out hit from Miguel Cabrera.
For those of you that weren't with us last night, Cabrera hit a couple of home runs, and he didn't stride when he was hitting those home runs against the left-handed starter Chris Capuano of the New York Mets. And I was talking to Caddy before the game, and I said, why that approach? And he said, I felt like he wasn't going to challenge me with the fastball, and I wanted to make sure that I had a strong base, a strong lower half, which he did, in the result of a couple of big flies.
Isn't it amazing how you can make changes like that? I mean, from pitcher to pitcher. I mean, that to me would take some incredible skill.
He is a gifted player. No doubt he has a lot of talent. His skill set is off the chain, but he's very, very smart when he's standing in that batter's box.
It gets away from THOLE, but not far enough.
Because the day before that, he was using his more conventional approach.
That's what I mean.
Which is what he's using right now, where he does pick the foot up and then he puts it down. He doesn't stride very far. He gets really good balance when in the batter's box. But yesterday, there was no stride at all, and he didn't pick the front foot off the ground at all. And he hit a ball 450 feet.
And it's not like he was taking batting practice and was hitting for a week in games practicing that way of doing it. He just was able to change on the fly and hit one as deep as he did last night. 2-1.
It's a dangerous count right here for Pelfrey, but we talked about the fact that he's been working on that cut fastball, and if he does throw that cut fastball right here, what he wants to accomplish is he wants to disguise it like it's a strike right down the middle to Cabrera, and then have the ball cut to the outer edges of home plate, if that's the pitch he's going to throw.
2-2 now on Miguel.
Here's Cabby last night, and he played long ball in the 4th inning off Chris Capuano. That was a little cutter at 86 miles an hour, and then he got a changeup at the bottom of the strike zone in the 6th, and this was the one that he hit off that back wall in straightaway center field.
And the 2-2. Just off the plate. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
That's that cut fastball that Pelfrey's been working on at about 86 miles an hour. Not 94 like the regular fastball. And you can see that it's a pitch that he's still working on, and you can see it ever so slightly moving to the outside corner.
And he walked him. He stayed away again. That's the 2nd walk in this inning. And now it's going to be up to Victor Martinez. Victor batting .329, which right now is good for 4th in the American League. He is 1 for 8 in this series. Jackson walked, stole a base. 2 outs later, Cabrera has walked. And Martinez takes ball 1 outside.
Victor has taken advantage of opposing teams when they have decided to not pitch to Cabrera. Takes a special kind of hitter and to hit behind a guy like Cabrera. You have to be patient.
One and one on Victor. Tigers trying to take advantage of a couple of walks early in this game by Pelfrey. 2-1. Pelfrey started the year in April at 1-3 with a 7.39 ERA, and there was some talk that he was anointed the opening day starter and that he would be the ace of the staff, and they kind of weighed on him a little bit. He tried a little bit too hard, and Pelfrey admitted that himself.
He got off to a great start last year and probably should have made the National League All-Star team. He did not. He stumbled down the stretch, but he got off to a terrific 2010.
Now 3-1, and he's borderline walking another here.
Well, maybe the Tigers can drive in a 2-out run here, because the Mets in the last couple of days, they have driven in the majority of their runs with 2 outs.
I was reading a stat earlier today that said the Mets have the second most runs with 2 outs in the majors, only behind Boston.
I think they have 23 of those in this series of the runs they've scored.
23-30. And the 3-1. He walked him. It's another base on balls, and that's going to load the bases. A high pitch count early. Dan Worthen, the pitching coach, comes out now. And some early trouble here as Andy Dirks is getting set to step in.
Last couple of opportunities Andy Dirks has had a chance to play. He's played long ball. He did it on Tuesday, and then he also did it in last night's game. Last night was pinch hit variety. It was the first big fly in his career as a pinch hitter.
So Dirks now with 5 home runs, 2 out of 4 in the series, and again both of the hits are long balls.
Walks usually not an issue for Pelfrey.
He popped him up.
Get fouled.
Here comes DUDA, the first baseman, in foul ground, and the threat is over. No runs, no hits. The Tigers lead 3. We'll go to the second. Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Strength and stability since 1849. Chrysler, visit us at Chrysler.com or see your local dealer today. And by Arby's, stop by today and try the new Shroom and Swiss sandwich. Arby's, it's good mood food.
Let's take a look at the Tigers defensively. It's presented by Beaumont Health System. You've got BOESCH, Jackson, Dirks in the outfield, the youngsters. In the infield is Kelly Peralta. It's Santiago. It's Cabrera at first. It is Victor Martinez behind the plate. Avila is behind the dish today.
So Verlander back to the hill now, facing Daniel Murphy to start things off here in the Mets' second inning. Each team with a scoring chance. The Mets got Reyes to second base with nobody out, but failed to score him, and the Tigers loaded him up with walks but did not score. Murphy at 299 has had himself a really good series. He has knocked in 6 in the first 2 games of this series. There's a strike on the outer edge, and it's 1-1 on Daniel Murphy. Didn't play last year in the big leagues, had knee problems, which sidelined him. 1-1. Murphy in the minor leagues, a career .295 hitter. Here's the 2-1 offering. There's the strike.
As daunting as a task as it is to face Justin Verlander, the Mets feel pretty good about where they are right now. They're playing with house money today. They have won the first 2 games of this series. So they're a loose team here today.
Fly ball, right field, hit well. Dirks going back to the wall, reaches up, and it's gone.
And loose teams are scary.
And that ball carries out into the seats in right as Murphy continues his siege in this series. That's 7 RBIs in this series. He has just taken Verlander deep.
It's a 96-mile-per-hour fastball that Verlander supplied a lot of this power. Real short arm swing by Murphy, and the ball carried out of here.
Murphy also set a land speed record for running the bases on that home run. He was motoring around the bags.
I think I'd do the same thing if I was going up against Verlander and I happened to take him deep.
Yep, head down and run, huh? That's into center field and caught by Jackson.
Because I would not want him buzzing my tower the next time I went to go stand in that batter's box.
Pagan is out. That'll bring up Jason Bay. 1-0 on the home run. Mets have the lead. Verlander now has surrendered 12 home runs. The team leader is Scherzer with 14. Jason Bay takes strike 1. Bay's had 5 RBIs in the series. Of course, most of those came on one swing of the bat, a grand slam. He has also walked 4 times. Tiger pitching walked too many last night. It was a very long game, a game that took 3 hours 49 minutes to play. In the end, it was a 16-9 game. Right on the corner for strike 2. 1-2 on Bay. And the 1-2 pitch. Well, there was a time where Jason Bay was one of the more feared hitters over in the National League. In fact, he was the Rookie of the Year for the Pirates back in 2004. His first season in the big leagues, he hit 26 home runs for the Buccos. And he stays alive as he bangs that one off of Avila. One and 2 the count remains. Right shoulder. .195 career home runs for Bay in his 9th season. Here's the 1-2 delivery. In the air toward left center, shallow. It's going to drop. Another bloop hit for the Mets. 1 on, 1 out. Now Lucas Duda.
The Mets are a very aggressive team, and there's no doubt today that their manager Terry Collins, the guys that can run, he will allow them to run. You don't get many base runners when Verlander is on the mound, so you have to do the best job you can as a team to try to get yourselves in the scoring position. Verlander also has a very quick move. No right-handed pitcher has picked off more than Verlander since the beginning of the 2006 season, which means they can't get too big a lead over at first. Good athlete. Big, strong, and physical. And a really good athlete is Verlander.
83 stolen bases for the Mets. The National League high. Another throw. This one a little bit closer. Verlander had a pickoff in that start against Arizona, I believe, didn't he?
Can't remember.
Last start, I think he picked somebody up. Close again.
His move is so quick. If you're Jason Bay at first base right now, you're kind of thinking to yourself, I really can't run because I can't get the kind of lead that I should be getting to allow me to steal this base successfully. And then you add in the fact that Avila behind the plate is a real good thrower with a really good accurate arm. You might be better served just staying there if you're Bay.
The 1-1. Swing and a miss. One run, 3 hits for the Mets. No runs, no hits for Detroit. We're in the second. The home run by Murphy has given New York the 1-0 lead. '19 since 2006, the most by a right-handed pitcher. Breaking ball is a beauty. It frozen.
Nasty.
DUDA is out of there.
Absolutely nasty. And it still fascinates me that Verlander can get that kind of bite, that kind of depth on his curveball, and he uses no seams when throwing that pitch. No seams. One of the few pitchers in baseball that does not need the seams to enhance his curveball.
Josh THOLE with 2 outs. Strike 1. A home run in the series for THOLE. Homered in the first game.
Both of these teams have made Comerica Park seem small the last couple of days as far as the home runs that have been hit. Quite a few. Comerica Park usually does not yield that many long balls.
Well, we talked about it at the Tigers Live today. The Tigers lost in all of it last night. Hit 5 homers. Swing and a miss. 0-2. The home run today by Murphy sailed out to the seats in right. What was interesting about last night for the Mets is they scored 16 runs without the benefit of a single home run. The 0-2. 1-2 on Josh THOLE. Verlander came into play today at 14-2 overall in interleague play in his previous 19 starts. And I would venture to guess that maybe the most impressive interleague start that he's had in a while was the one that he turned in Colorado 2 starts ago.
No doubt. in that yard.
Complete game, gave up 1 run. One and two. Inside as he backs him out of there. 2-2 on Josh THOLE.
Verlander will establish the fastball inside, and then he can go a couple of different ways to get you out. He can elevate the fastball in the upper 90s, or he can backdoor you with a breaking ball or fade the changeup away.
Breaking ball, but it's fouled back. Boy, is it nice to have options.
3 above average pitches.
Where would you put his slider as a major league pitch?
Average right now. Average right now. On occasion, and when he grips it just right and he gets to the proper arm slot, it can be an above average slider, though, and we've seen some of those. But the other 3 pitches by far his best 3. I mean, the bite that he gets on that curveball is remarkable.
Two and two. THOLE giving him a battle here in the second. This will be the 8th pitch coming up in this at bat. And Verlander now has thrown 37 so far. And did he go? Nope. Ed Rapuano down at third base said he held up. So it's full now, 3-2. That means start the runner. Jason Bay will be on the move with 2 outs. And it swung on and missed, struck him out. Verlander strikes out his 3rd. The home run by Murphy gives the Mets an early lead, 1-0 New York. Presented today by the Angus Third Pounder. Using your cell phone, text Tigers followed by a space, then the player's uniform number to 37338, or you can vote online at foxsportsdetroit.com. Tigers down by a run now as we go to the bottom of the second. Johnny Peralta leads it off for Detroit, then Alex Avila and Ramon Santiago facing Mike Pelfrey. Pelfrey walked the bases loaded in the first, but he got Dirks to pop up on one pitch.
I don't know for sure, but it looked like he pretty much pitched around Cabrera and Victor Martinez to get to the hitter that he thought that he could get out. It's risky to do something like that, but there are some big league pitchers that know how to pick their outs in the lineup. And that's not that Dirks is an automatic out, but the other two guys are all-stars.
Ground ball left side, diving try by Murphy, can't get it.
And he might be an all-star this year too, Peralta.
Well, his numbers would seem to indicate that he belongs there.
That's what you call a seeing eye single. A dive by Murphy, and he can't slow it down, can't get to it, and Peralta continues to get it done.
Tying run is on now early in this one as Alex Avila steps in. A double in 4 at-bats in this series. Alex now at .303 for the year. Talk about the Tigers hitting some home runs last night, 5 of them. Pelfrey has allowed 14 homers already this year. He gave up just 12 all of last season. And that was part of his early trouble when he got off to that 7.39 ERA in the month of April.
I guess giving up that many big flies will cause you to come up with a couple of new pitches.
Runner goes, and it's bounced to first base. They'll have only one play. So advance the runner to second. Avila is out 3 unassisted.
Must have been a hit and run. Peralta does not steal bases.
It's going to bring up Santiago. We were talking earlier about the cutter that Pelfrey has added to his arsenal. Dan Worthen, his pitching coach, also suggested they get back to throwing a changeup, which apparently when he was in college was an outstanding pitch for him at Wichita State. And it was a pitch that caught many of the scouts' eyes before he was drafted, but as he got into the professional ranks, lost confidence in that pitch and stopped throwing it. They're trying to get him to use it a little bit more. The 1-0. Strike one on Santiago, 1-1.
That means Mr. Pelfrey has a whole lot on his plate then.
Well, that was going to be my next question.
I mean, he's learning a splitter, and he's learning a cutter, and they're trying to get him to throw his changeup more often.
The 1-1. Foul back, 1-2. Pelfrey last year won 15 games for them. You talk about the quick start that he got off to, and his ERA at the end of the year was really good, 3.66. Gave them over 200 innings. Santiago takes low, 2 balls, 2 strikes. There they are, 15-9 last year in 33 starts. And twice in his career he's gone over 200 innings. And the 2-2 struck him out. Into the glove for strike 3. Santiago's out of there. Two gone. Here's Jackson. Walk, a steal, but did not score in the first. And he loops one into center field, sinking, base hit. That'll get a run in to tie the game. Austin Jackson has made it 1-1. 23rd RBI of the year for Jackson.
Looked like a little breaking ball there, a little cutter from Pelfrey at about 85 miles an hour, and a perfect swing by Austin Jackson. 2-out knocks are golden. Jackson needs to be aware of the fact that they might pitch out here with him on first base.
Don Kelly looks at a ball outside.
That was almost like a pitch out. Pelfrey very quick with his delivery there, getting the ball to the catcher, THOLE. Jackson has already stolen one base here today if you're just joining us. A two-seam fastball over to DUDA.
Yes, he did. DUDA had to go down and get it. It almost got by him. Jackson swiped number 14 back in the first inning.
He gets a healthy lead.
He bluffs the ball outside, 2-0. %88 for Austin, caught just twice this year.
He said he'd like to steal 40 this year. Still has a shot to get there.
He's going to have to get going to do that, though. He's capable of it.
No doubt.
So 2-0 on Kelly. Don made his debut on the mound last night to get the final out. First time he had pitched in a big league game.
Threw a breaking ball to Scott Harrison to get him out.
Not only that, but I think his fastball topped out at what, 86?
Yeah, it did.
That's pretty good. .30. There's a strike, 3-1. Last time the Tigers had a position player pitch in a game was Shane Halter back in the 2000 season.
Is that the day where he played every single position on the field?
Yeah, that was not out of necessity. That was something they just wanted to get him to do. Runner was going on 3-1. 3-2 now.
He got Scott Harrison to a 2-2 count after Jim Leland brought him into the game, and he threw him a bender, and he tied him up, and he popped up to center field.
Now, I'm sure Hairston heard about it when he got back to the bench, too.
When playing in the minor leagues, I used to hate facing a position player when the game got out of hand. Because if he got you out, you would never, ever hear the end of it.
It's a no-win, is it?
You're right.
You're supposed to get a base hit.
Yeah, and if you don't, you will never, ever hear the end of it.
So I assume that has happened to you.
Oh, a lot in the minor leagues.
Really?
Absolutely.
Did you ever take anybody deep, though?
You know, I really can't remember the success or failures that I did have against position players, but I do know that I just didn't enjoy it that much.
Meanwhile, Kelly bangs another one back out of play. 3-2 on Don.
There's Scott. His grandfather, Sam Hairston, played in the big leagues. As a matter of fact, he was the first ever African-American to play for Chicago White Sox. His dad, Jerry Hairston, played. Didn't his dad break up Milt Wilcox's perfect game with a base hit up the middle? Or it was a no-hitter. One of the two.
And another one back into the seats.
And Scott also has a brother that's playing in the big leagues as well in Washington, Jerry Hairston Jr. So, three-generation family, the Hairstons.
I guess growing up in that family, you've got no choice. You could be a big league player.
His grandfather, Sam, when I signed my first professional contract in 1977 with the White Sox, he was a coach in rookie ball. So when I got down to rookie ball, he was one of my coaches.
Runner goes, and it's fouled away. So 9 pitches already in this at bat. Jackson will be on the move again. He's been on the move, and he might be dragging a little bit right now.
He's got them young legs. Young thoroughbred.
Pelfrey having trouble dispatching of Kelly.
Tommy Brookins looking down on him. You okay, kid? Brook is a funny man. It's a funny man.
And another foul by Kelly. So Jackson turns around, heads back to first base. All the while in his mind probably saying, put the ball in play. And he walked him. Kelly works a terrific at bat. It's another walk for Pelfrey.
So many times when you see an at-bat like the one that we just witnessed with Don Kelly, 11 pitches. And the pitcher a little tired out there, and a big strong hitter like Brennan BOESCH can make him pay.
4 walks for Pelfrey. Ball 1.
You know, we were out on the West Coast on our last road trip, and I tweeted that I had a surfing lesson with Brennan BOESCH, and you wouldn't believe how many people actually thought
that you did.
That I got up at the crack of dawn, put a wetsuit on, and went surfing.
It sounds totally reasonable to me. 1 ball, 1 strike. I assume you didn't do that.
No, I did not. And people were really disappointed. They like, you did not?
Now, what if he'd knocked on your door in the morning and said, let's go?
If he would have knocked on my door, you know, I think I would have gotten up.
Are you kidding me?
And gone down there with him.
I would have had to pass on that for fear of breaking some kind of limb.
I trust him. I think he'd have had my back.
Well, I trust him. I just wouldn't trust myself once I actually got on the board. The 1-1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. For those that do not know the story, you were interviewing BOESCH in L.A. and you were talking about the fact that he's a surfer and surfed growing up as a kid.
Yeah, and I asked him, could he teach me how to surf? And he went on to say that it would be tough. He didn't know if he could or not. And then he dropped on me, I don't really see that many brothers in the water anyway. And I'm like, wow.
But that wasn't even the best line. The fact that you would need floaties was the best line.
He abused me.
Yes, he did. Well, you asked for it, too.
I love him, though. Good people.
2-2 on BOESCH.
And a good baseball player.
Tigers have tied it up on the RBI hit by Jackson. Pelfrey throwing a lot of pitches. He's at 52 already.
He's pitching away from contact here today.
Swing and a miss. BOESCH goes down on strikes, ending the inning. Tigers, however, tie it up. As we go to the 3rd, you're watching Tigers baseball, presented today by Belt Tire.
One of the best in the league right now for sure. So, you know, we know that You know, if we give up more than a couple, and there's a good chance that it might not be our day. But, you know, I mean, that's why you go out there. That, you know, makes it fun. I mean, you face the best and see where you stand.
Well, they are certainly facing one of the best today in Justin Verlander, and Jason Bay's thoughts on facing Verlander. I guess most guys have to go out there with the thought, Rob, that you like a challenge. You want to try and beat the best.
Well, when you go up against a guy like Verlander, I mean, if you're on the other side, the one thing that you're trying to accomplish as a hitter, you just want one hit. If you get that one hit, if you get it early, obviously you're going to try to get two. But you just try to get the one hit because guys like Verlander are just very difficult, and especially when they're on top of their game the way that he has been the last 8 starts.
Ruben Tejada leads it off as we start off the top of the third here. 1 run, 3 hits for the Mets. Tigers a run on 2 hits. Tejada, then Reyes, then Pridiie. JV gave up the home run to Murphy back in the second. And the first pitch is in there, a strike called. The 0-1. Verlander coming into this start has won 8 consecutive decisions. He has not lost since the 27th of April. And that was against Seattle. The 1-1. Verlander now has 10 or more strikeouts in 3 of his last 4 starts, so the strikeouts have been coming in bunches.
It's kind of amazing how he can do what he wants to do. If he wants to have a very high strikeout game, he could do that. If he wants you to put the ball in play early in counts, he can also pitch to some contact.
2-2. Yeah, because he's had some games in which he's had as few as 2, 3, 4 strikeouts.
Was that his last game where I believe it was the 8th inning and there was runners on 2nd and 3rd against the Diamondbacks and there was nobody out and he went on to strike out the side?
It was.
In impressive fashion.
The 2-2.
Because of these numbers, Verlander would be starting the All-Star game in Arizona on Tuesday, July 12th, but he will pitch on Sunday prior to the All-Star game, which means he will not get the ball. But if he wasn't pitching Sunday, he would be starting the All-Star game.
And it's nobody's choice, really. That is a rule now that Major League Baseball has. If you pitch that Sunday, you cannot pitch in the All-Star game. Now, you can be named to the team, which Verlander almost assuredly will be, obviously. And he can travel and partake in all the festivities. He just can't pitch.
Which makes it cool for JV. You go out there and just kind of have some fun.
Absolutely. No pressure. 2-2 on Ruben Tejada.
As a matter of fact, this could be the starting battery.
It's fouled back out of play. By the way, the voting ends tonight at 11:59 p.m. Eastern. So if you want to try and make that one last push to get Avila over Russell Martin into the starting spot in the American League, time is running out. And vote for the rest of the Tigers while you're at it. Peralta certainly deserving. There's a long list of Tigers this year that are deserving.
When you have a first place club, you deserve to have a few more All-Stars than some of the other teams.
I agree with that. One gone. Tejada is out. Back to the studio we go. Game break time with Mickey York. All right, Mick, thank you. Here it is, a 1-1 game as we play in the top of the third. Jose Reyes looks at a ball high. Reyes had a bloop double back in the first inning. Verlander behind 2-0. I was looking up the numbers on Reyes. He tripled in the first game in this series. He is on pace this year, Jose Reyes, for 30 triples. Now, the all-time record in a single season is 36, which was set back in 1912. Reyes has a legitimate shot, although it's going to be awfully difficult. He has just walked. By the way, this game today is available in crystal clear high definition on Fox Sports Detroit HD, sponsored by Comcast.
This should be fun with Jose standing on first base, knowing that he has tremendous speed and he does not want to stay there very long. And then you add in the fact that Verlander has a really good pickoff move. We'll see if Jose wants to force the issue.
.30 stolen bases for Reyes, and he just got back. Oh, was that close?
Cabrera really allowed that ball to travel all the way, and once the ball got in his glove, all he had to do was drop it on Reyes, and he almost got it. Perfectly thrown ball by Verlander there.
Runner goes. Here comes the throw. Avila's got a shot, and he is out. What a throw by Alex.
See, Jose really shouldn't have gone there. That's just kind of being disrespectful to Verlander and also Avila. Verlander was very quick getting the ball to home, and Avila's been one of the better throwing catchers in the American League the last 2 years. And he threw a rocket right on the bag to Peralta, and Peralta, all he had to do was slap the tag down on Jose. Jose shouldn't have ran there. But that's part of his game.
Base is empty. So Reyes in this game has been doubled off second base, and now he's been caught trying to steal second.
And with all that being said, Avila needed to make a perfect throw to get him out.
That's right.
A perfect throw.
And he just got him out. It was not by a wide margin, but it was a terrific throw. Swing and a miss, and the inning is over. Another strikeout for Verlander, getting 4 for the afternoon. Still a 1-1 game.
Baseball's biggest stars will gather together in the Arizona desert for one spectacular night in this summer's biggest event, as Fox brings you every thrilling moment of the 2011 MLB All-Star Game. Coverage begins Tuesday, July 12th, live from Phoenix at 8 p.m. Eastern on your local Fox station.
Good ball game so far here today at Comerica. Tigers a run on 2 hits, Mets a run on 3 hits, and the Tigers have Cabrera, Martinez, and Dirks. There's a strike on the outer edge, 1-1 on Miguel. He walked in the first inning, one of 4 walks issued today by Mike Pelfrey. However, none of them have scored. A 1-1 pitch outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Popped him up. Shallow right field. Jason PRIDIE drifting over. And Cabrera is out, 1 gone here in the 3rd. Here we got Victor Martinez. 1 more to go against the Mets here. They will leave town, and then in comes San Francisco. 2 champions coming to town.
Tigers are going to miss Kane and Lincecum, which is not all bad. Yeah, they're going to miss both of them. Lincecum pitched yesterday, and Matt Cain is pitching today.
Wow. That's some pretty good fortune there.
And they miss Verlander, so.
Well, that's true.
Still be some good baseball played with the world champion San Francisco Giants coming to town.
It's a shame Buster Posey won't be with them.
Yep. Kung Fu Panda will be here, though.
Yes, he will. One of the great nicknames in baseball.
Yes, it is.
0-1 on Martinez. And that's a little bit outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Aubrey Huff coming back to town.
Yeah, former Tiger.
Cody Ross.
The 1-1. The one memory I have of Cody was him injuring his knee here, which pretty much ended his Tigers career. And then he moved on and has really kind of rebounded from that injury.
I remember that.
1-2 on Martinez. Driven to right center field. PRIDIE is on the run, won't get it. It'll drop between PRIDIE and Pagan. It'll be a 2-base hit for Victor Martinez.
Victor Martinez continues to get it done with 2 strikes. He has one of the highest batting averages in baseball with 2 strikes. Very comfortable in this situation. That's a little 2-seam fastball he tried to front door Victor with, and PRIDIE in right field kind of slowed up as he got to this ball. I don't know if he thought Pagan was going to catch it or not, but as soon as he got to the ball, he kind of pulled up, and the ball landed in for a double.
21st double of the year for Victor Martinez. He's on base for the 2nd time. Here comes Dirks. And he popped up with the bases loaded on the very first pitch he saw. That ended the 1st inning. Another pop up. This will get back out of play.
Here's the communication I was talking about with PRIDIE in right and Pagan in center. Watch PRIDIE, the right fielder, about right now. He just stops. And Pagan is nowhere near the baseball.
We'll see if the Tigers can take advantage of that. Driving the go-ahead run here. And the 1-1. Little looper into center. And it's going to drop. Base hit. Martinez to 3rd. They'll stop him there. That will leave him at the corners now with 1 out.
Victor Martinez at 2nd base initially got a really good read on this ball. Take a look at him. He takes about 5 steps, and then he says, I'm not sure whether he's going to catch it or not. He slows down, and then he has to be held up by Gene Lamont. Take a look at him here. Had he just kept going and not stopped, I don't know whether Lamont would have forced the issue and sent him home or not, but his initial reaction, his initial instincts were right.
So that'll bring up Peralta. Dirks now 1 for 2. Tigers have their 4th hit of the game. Johnny fouls one back.
Take one more look at Victor. He gets a really good read on it. He takes a bunch of steps, and then he kind of stops and hesitates, not sure whether it's going to be caught and has to be held up.
Oh, and 1 on Peralta. Just off the plate. Inside, run the count to 2-1. Pelfrey, we mentioned, was a first rounder out of Wichita State, and that school has produced quite a bit of big league talent, including the guy standing at first base, Andy Dirks. They were a couple of years apart at Wichita State, but both are shockers. Eric Wedge went to Wichita State.
Joe Carter.
Ooh, yeah, that's the big one.
Went to Wichita State as well.
Ball inside. The couple of the others, Casey Blake, Nate Robertson, former Tiger, went to Wichita State.
Yep.
So over the years, they have provided the major leagues with quite a bit of talent. 3-1 meanwhile on Peralta. Dirks gets back. Inning started with a fly ball by Cabrera, then Martinez doubled, and Dirks has just singled. And the 3-1 inside. That's another walk for Pelfrey. Give him 5 already. Load up the bases as well. Goes Dan Worthing.
Hey, fans, celebrate the music of Jimmy Buffett Saturday on Parrot Head Night. When the Tigers host the Giants at 7:05, the first 10,000 fans will be lucky enough to receive a relaxed floppy hat. For tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or log on to tigers.com.
Like Jimmy Buffett?
You know, I have not listened to a whole lot of Jimmy Buffett, but he is very popular. I do know that much. And has been popular for a long time.
He's good to listen to when you're hanging out on the beach wearing a shirt like that and just relaxing. Here is Alex Avila. Avila bounced out his first time up. They are loaded with Tigers here. Missed it outside, 1-0.
Avila has done some of his best work in these situations this year. Runner on third base, less than 2 outs. He's about 70% success rate at getting that run home from third, which is far better than the league average.
Had a big rip there. 1 ball, 1 strike.
There you have it. 70%. I think the league average is about 52 to 55%.
Yeah, it's in the 50s somewhere. 70% really is. It really stands out.
Well, there's no panic in Avila in these situations. Simply looking for one pitch in one location, and when getting that pitch, he'll loft that fly ball deep enough to left field to score the run.
45 RBIs for Avila this year. chase it. And sooner or later, Pelfrey is not going to be able to nibble. 2-1. There is action in their bullpen. That's DJ Carrasco, who pitched in last night's ball game. Of course, the Tigers are hoping that they get a typical Verlander effort today because they've had to go to the pen quite a bit in the first 2 games.
Here's the situation where Pelfrey says the cut fastball has come in handy for him, cutting that ball in on the hands of the left-handed batter. He went in there, but it wasn't a cut fastball. It was a 4-seam fastball, which means the velocity was a lot higher. It was 92 miles an hour. It was a good pitch to hit for Avila. A really good pitch to hit.
Two and 2 on Alex. Santiago waiting on deck. Let him get back out of play. To kind of give you an idea of where Avila has come or how far he has come in such a short period of time. Alex last year, for the entire season, knocked in 31 runs. This year, we're not to the All-Star break yet, and he's knocked in 45. Played in 104 ball games last year, hit 228. The work that he did this offseason is really starting to come to the forefront. And he's given time now by the home plate umpire. So through June 29th, last year and this year, the numbers are strikingly different. Fouled away again. Having a good at bat here as he battles Pelfrey. "75 pitches now from Pelfrey, and just about as many have missed the strike zone than have made the strike zone. 40 strikes, 35 balls.
Yeah, that will drive you crazy if you're the pitching coach or if you're the manager, Terry Collins. Pelfrey's got 94, 95 with his fastball. He's got some secondary pitches, but he's not attacking the strike zone.
Lifted in the air, left field. Should be deep enough to get the run in. Martinez tags. He'll come in to score. And Avila gets it done again.
And he got it done in the fashion that we expected that he would get it done. He simply looks for the one pitch to hit a ball in that direction, and he has been very successful doing so. Very successful doing so.
So he can raise that percentage a little bit. How about this? This is the first Detroit lead in the series. Martinez bringing home that run. 2 gone now, and here is Santiago. Oh, 1 on Ramon. He struck out back in the second inning. No balls, 2 strikes. Tigers 2 runs, 4 hits. Mets a run on 3 hits. Santiago getting the call today at second base for Ryan Rayburn. The 0-2 is off the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, Pelfrey threw 26 in the first inning, 27 in the second inning, and here's number 27 in this inning. And it just missed. 2-2. A long day indeed for Pelfrey, yet he trails only by a run. And the 2-2 coming home. Fouled away. Well, aside from all the walks that Pelfrey has given up today, 5 of them to be exact, the Tigers have also battled him pretty well. Kelly had that 11th pitch at bat back in the second. Santiago following some pitches off here in this at bat. And so now 81 total pitches for the right-hander. On a warm afternoon, 81-degree afternoon here in the Motor City. Way high, 3-2. On deck, Austin Jackson. If Santiago keeps it going. Pelfrey's gone to the full count 4 times already in this contest. Here's the 3-2 with the runners going, and it's driven to center field. Base hit. Dirk's coming around to score. Throw coming to third base. Not in time. Gets away, and the Tigers get another run. Santiago goes to second, and he'll be given third. 4-1 Detroit.
Pretty nice plate appearance by Santiago, finally getting a fastball in the low 90s right down the middle and driving the ball into center field, and Pagan comes up and fires the ball to third base, which gets past their infielders, and it allows the second run to come home, and JV loves it.
Yes, he does. He's got himself a 4-1 lead. Tigers have their 5th hit of the game as Santiago ends up at third base. Here's Jackson. He fouls it back, 0-1. Austin had a single to drive in a run on the second. He's also walked and stolen a base. A 3-run third for the Tigers. And that's low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss by Jackson. Martinez, Dirks, and Peralta have come around to score in the inning. And he missed it high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That hit by Santiago, by the way, snaps an 0 for 16. Checked it high. Did he go? Nope. So the count is full down, 3-2. Yet another full count, the 5th of the game for Pelfrey already. And he is bearing down on 90 pitches for the game, and we are only in the 3rd inning, believe it or not. Three-two pitch. Rolled foul. Hey, look who's in the house today. Ndamukong Suh is here. He's taking up a lot of space, too.
That's a big man.
Yes, it is.
That's a big man.
And a great football player. Swing and a miss. Jackson is out of there, and the inning finally ends for Pelfrey. Big inning for the Tigers. They scored 3 times. We go to the 4th.
Behind the bag, it gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
Oh, we flash back to 1986, Game 6. The infamous ball through Buckner's legs, and here is our AT&T trivia question. Mookie Wilson, their first base coach, scored the run on that play. Who was the Red Sox pitcher when Mookie Wilson hit the game-winning single, I should say, in Game 6 of the '86 World Series? Who was on the mound at that time when Mookie came through? Ray Knight ended up scoring that run, and Mookie Wilson these days occupying the first base coaching box for the Mets. So who gave up that hit to Mookie?
It's good to see Mookie Wilson back in a big league uniform. He had been their first base coach prior. But when Terry Collins took over again, they brought Mookie Wilson back to the big leagues.
Verlander has a 4-1 lead as we go now to the 4th inning. Here's a question for you, Rod. What is Mookie Wilson's real first name?
I do not know.
I never knew it either until I looked it up. It's William Hayward Wilson. That's in the air to right field on a line and caught by Dirks.
Mookie sounds like one of those nicknames that your mother sticks on you when you're really, really young.
Childhood nickname?
Yeah, one of them childhood names that mamas tend to.
Mookie, get in this house.
Tack on your sons.
Mookie, eat your vegetables.
Yeah. They don't say it like that either. Mookie.
One out. Here's Daniel Murphy. Actually, when they're upset at you, they use your first name, your middle name, and your last name, right?
Full name,
Full
too.
name, yeah. Okay.
No abbreviated version.
No nicknames. Murphy had a home run his first time up. He looks at a strike, 1-1.
And moms don't stay mad at the boys very long, though. They can do no wrong. No wrong.
And the 1-1.
You should know that. You got a couple boys at home.
I got a couple of them. And you're absolutely right in that assessment. There's no doubt about it. Somebody made a good catch, and that little young man's got himself a souvenir.
He's got it all going. A little icy going.
Popped up. Shallow left. Who wants it? Peralta. 2 gone. Verlander pitching with a lead today for the first time. And he'll face Angel Pagan. And there's a strike called on Pagan as the ball gets away from Avila. You know, that ground ball that went through Buckner's legs is one of those moments in baseball history that I'll bet if you ask Mookie Wilson, he can remember every specific thing about that entire situation. The pitch, the location, the crowd, everything. It's one of those things that I guess just remains etched in time.
No doubt.
And unfortunately for Buckner as well. The 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike on Pagan. Verlander's starting to deal now. 1-2. He's retired 3 straight. Off-speed pitch, and Pagan was out in front. And the 1-2. On a line to left field, base hit. 96-mile-an-hour fastball that he slaps into left. A 2-out single for Pagan. We talked about the big series Reyes has had, but Pagan now has had 8 hits in this series.
Really?
8 of them. So quietly he's doing as much, if not more, damage than Reyes. That's the 4th hit overall for the Mets. Here's Jason Bay. Thirteen steals for Pagan. He draws the throw. Reyes has 30. Pagan has 13 steals. 8 for Bay. Driven to left field. That's going to sink in for a base hit right in front of BOESCH. Pagan will go to second and stop there. Back-to-back hits now for the Mets.
Yeah, this much we do know about the Mets after watching them the last couple of days, and really it started with them a couple of days in Texas before they got here. They're not going to quit. I mean, it's a scrappy bunch. They don't hit for a lot of power, but they get lots of hits and they run the bases very well. And the majority of the damage that they have done in this series has been done after 2 were out. They've scored 23 runs in this series after 2 were out.
And that is the setup here. They're trying to do it again. Lucas DUDA, the batter, he struck out his first time up. DUDA is 1 for 6 in this series. One ball, 1 strike. Mets have really done good work away from Citi Field this year. They're 23-19 on the road, and only Atlanta has more road victories in the National League than the Mets do. Winners in the first 2 games in this series. Breaking ball low and inside. 2-1. Pretty good. And Fox Tracks agrees. Verlander did not get the call, though. The 2-1. In the air, right field. Dirk's going back. Ball is carrying today to the triangle to make the catch. And to take care of the New York Mets here in the 4th. They strand 2. T trivia question again. Who is the Red Sox pitcher when Mookie Wilson hit the game-winning single in Game 6 of the '86 World Series? I guessed Calvin Schiraldi, and I was wrong. He had actually been taken out of the game. Bob Stanley. And Calvin Schiraldi took the loss. First pitch is lined to left field off the bat of Don Kelly. And caught by Jason Bay.
I took a stab at it as well. I guessed Ron Darling because he's in attendance doing the broadcasting for the New York Mets, and I know how our people like to tie those kind of things in.
It's good thinking.
But I was quickly shot down.
Yes, you were. Good try, though. There's Mr. Darling.
Actually, that was Wayne Hagan.
Was it? Oh, yeah, they showed Wayne there. I could barely see him on.
Yeah.
That's Wayne doing the radio.
Yeah.
Good shot of, oh, no, Gary Cohen. Yeah, Gary Cohen and Ron Darling. Working Mets television. Pulled on the ground to the right side, and it'll get to the grass. A base hit for Boesch. He's getting them all kinds of ways now. Okay, there's Mr. Darling. Mets TV.
I believe he was on that '86 club as well. They had some characters on that team. Ray Knight, Strawberry, Keith Hernandez.
Characters and good players.
Carter. And your buddy, too.
Who?
Lenny Dykstra.
Why is he my buddy?
I just kidding.
One strike on Cabrera. Nails?
Nails.
Miguel in this ball game with a walk and a fly ball. The 0-1 is down low in the dirt. Nice block there by THOLE.
You know who else was on that Mets team in '86? Backup first baseman? Tim Corcoran.
Really?
Yep.
I'd forgotten that.
It's amazing how some teams you can just kind of think back in memory.
Ground ball to second. Might be a double play we're looking at here, and it is. 4-6-3.
And you can call out the entire starting nine.
That was one of those teams. Meanwhile, the Tigers are down here in the fourth. Still up, though. 4-1. Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by AT&T and by Kraft Foods. Make today delicious. Well, today's been a great day for Tigers baseball. Beautiful day at the ballpark. It is 81 degrees, and the Tigers have a 4-1 lead as they try and get at least one win in this three-game set. Got the Tiger claws out and everything. A lot of kids at the ballpark today, and why not? Gorgeous afternoon. Verlander back to the hill. THOLE leads it off, and he looks at a strike. THOLE, then Tejada, and then Reyes. There's a strike called 0-2. Verlander has scattered 5 hits. The 1 run he allowed was via the home run by Murphy. And that briefly gave the Mets a 1-0 lead. Tigers tied it in the second, went ahead in the third with 3 runs. One and 2 on THOLE.
Here's what I was talking about regarding Verlander the last 4 or 5 times he's gone out there. The percentage with the fastball and the breaking ball, they mirror one another, which is rare for a guy that throws up to 100 miles an hour. For him to have the kind of confidence and command in his breaking balls is unheard of.
Yet he puts it on display night in, night out.
Starting to heat up now. 97 may have been his best fastball of the afternoon, but he can get to triple digits whenever he wants to. Whenever he wants to, he can reach back and throw a fastball at 100 miles an hour.
Speaking of triple digits, how about Parnell in last night's game? Reached 103 according to the gun here.
He threw, I think, 8 pitches to Cabrera before walking Cabrera, and 7 of the 8 pitches that he threw to Cabby were 100 and above. He walked him on a 93-mile-per-hour slider.
3-2 pitch. Ooh, he couldn't hold on.
You know who else has a guy that throws 100 miles an hour that I did not know? They got a guy in Anaheim. Walden.
Their closer, yeah.
He throws 100 miles an hour.
He took over the closing job from Fernando Rodney. Three balls, 2 strikes. Grounded foul. THOLE with a good battle here to start things off in the 5th. 9th pitch of this at bat coming up. And again the 3-2. He walked him. Leadoff man is on. Verlander issues his second walk. Well, when the game ends, our coverage continues with Tigers Live as we bring you all the highlights, reaction, and analysis. Tigers Live from the Call Sam Studios and right here at the ballpark immediately after the game, and it's right here on Fox Sports Detroit. Third time today the Mets have gotten the leadoff man on. Here comes Ruben Tejada. He shows bunt, strike 1. Chip Hale down in their coaching box at third base.
Chip Hale actually interviewed for the manager's job before the job went to Terry Collins. He also was Jerry Manuel's third base coach last year.
Breaking ball, missing inside.
I think Hale might have finished third to Bob Melvin. Melvin finished second. And of course Collins got the job. Bob Melvin now the manager of the Oakland Athletics after Bob Guerin was fired earlier this month.
Swing and a miss. Well, the hiring of Collins has certainly given, I think, this organization a little bit of pep in their step. Terry has really had this team playing good baseball after a very slow start. They come into play now at 41-39.
They felt that Jerry Manuel was just too laid back. And Jerry's a great baseball man, has a really bright baseball mind. But for whatever reason, the Mets just weren't performing under Manuel. Also, he dealt with a lot of injuries while he was their manager. So they made the change. They really made the change from top to bottom. An entirely new front office led by Sandy Alderson these days.
Collins has admitted that managing in New York is a bit more of a challenge than his previous 2 spots. Actually, he managed in Houston, Anaheim, and even Japan for a spell.
Yeah, look quieter in those spots.
One and 2 on Ruben Tejada. He flied out back in the 3rd, 0 for 1. Leadoff walk by Josh Thole. He's at first base. And Verlander busting him inside, misses. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Justin now has thrown a total of 84 pitches.
They're making him work today. A lot harder than he's had to work in his recent starts. But you knew it would be that today, the way the Mets are playing.
Flare down the right field line. Dirks coming over, and he'll get there. And Tejada's finally retired. So he flies out to right for the 2nd time in this game. 1 away, back up to the top of the order, Reyes.
Pelfrey has thrown 96 pitches, and Verlander has thrown 85.
Pelfrey has walked quite a few more, though. Pelfrey with 5 base on balls. There's a drive to right and foul. Nice play.
Did he catch that thing barehanded?
Apparently.
If he did, sign him up.
Let's see.
He olayed that thing and he caught it barehanded. He played it off to the side, though. Smart man.
But he caught it, though.
Smart man.
You're taking away style points for him olaying the baseball, I take it.
No, I'm going to give him his props.
I hope so. The 0-1 is whistled off the glove, I think, of Cabrera. Going to third base is Thole. He's in there standing up. Ball was hit hard off the bat of Reyes, and he's on again. 3rd time he's on today.
When you're holding that base runner on at first, you shuffle off the bag as aggressively as you can, and every now and then you get a ball that's hit extremely hard at you off the bat of a left-hander that you just can't make the play. Had he been able to snare that line drive, that would clearly have been a double play.
So they're at 1st and 3rd now with 1 out. Here's Jason Pridie. And he cannot catch up to 97, especially up there.
Well, this is where Verlander gets tough. When there's runners on third, less than 2 outs, he knows that he has 3 legitimate strikeout pitches, and that's exactly what Verlander's looking to do here. Strike Pridie out. 97 has been his top fastball, but I have a feeling that he's going to get above that in this inning.
Pridie struck out his last time up back in the 3rd inning. Reyes, meanwhile, tried to steal against Verlander his last time and was thrown out.
Pridie has gotten himself a couple of fastballs in the mid-90s, and he has swung at both of them and had good cuts at them, but only to foul them straight back. He got no shot now.
He rolls it foul. 0-2. 4 runs, 6 hits for Detroit, a run on 6 hits for the Mets. Jose Reyes with another multiple hit game, his 42nd of the season. And the 0-2. Missed it away again. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Friday. Verlander, since the start of 06, when he got to the big leagues, has 53 wins at home. He has pitched well to this ballpark, which is tops among all American League pitchers at home. Swing and a miss, and he finally takes care of Pridie. That's 5 strikeouts for Justin. And there are 2 out.
It looked like he finished Pridie off with a changeup. Yep, circle change. That was a good look there at the circle.
Carlos Beltran now with 2 outs. And Beltran today is 0 for 2, strikeout and a fly ball. Strike 1. 4 for 13 in the series for Beltran. 5-time All-Star. He broke onto the scene in Kansas City. In fact, his rookie year, his first full year in the big leagues, Beltran knocked in over 100 runs. And he was off and running. Verlander missing outside with a breaking ball. Two and 1 the count. Reyes wasn't buying that at first base. So now Verlander has 2 strikes on the hitter, 2 and 2 on Beltran. Beltran having a big June, 25 RBIs this month. Got a little help with that grand slam in game 1. Swing and a miss. Down he goes. Beltran is out. AVILA will complete the strikeout, and the inning is over. 6 strikeouts for Verlander. And Tigers baseball today is presented by Bell Tire. Leading the New York Mets as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning, and tomorrow at 7:05 the Tigers open a 3-game series against the San Francisco Giants. The first 7,500 fans aged 21 and older receive a Tigers soft-sided 6-pack cooler. For tickets, call 866-66-TIGER. Log on to tigers.com. That'll come in handy at the beach this summer. Wherever you may be, on the boat, at the beach, anywhere really. Here comes Victor Martinez as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Tigers on top 4-1 in this one. Meanwhile, 96 pitches into this game. Pelfrey answers the bell here in the bottom of the 5th. Martinez, Dirks, and Peralta. One ball, one strike on Victor. Double and a walk, on base twice in this game. And it was Victor that started the rally in the 3rd, in which the Tigers scored 3 to take their first lead, not only of this game, but of this series. High, towering fly ball, right field. It'll stay in the ballpark. PRIDIE is under it, one gone. Now Andy Dirks. We talk about this often, Rod, about the fact the Tigers are in a stretch of 37 and 38 days. And considering how many games they've had to play with very little time off, they're holding up pretty well, I think.
You know, and one of the reasons why they're holding up is because of their manager. Jim is not afraid to use any of those guys. I mean, he will start Dirks as he's starting Dirks today. Kelly's got some reps, so he's resting MIGUEL. Inge is getting a spell. BOESCH is getting days off. That's how you get through a stretch when you're playing 37 of 38. You have to use that entire roster.
Burdick and Carrasco warming up. Of course, the Tigers are in this position because of all of the rainouts they had in the month of May. And the bill has come due here in June with a couple of off days taken away with makeups.
I guess the Tigers could have done it one of two ways. They could have piled the games up here in June as they did, or they could have waited until later in the season where those days off really are valuable.
Yeah, they're magnified once you get to August and September. You do not want to start taking days off away late in the season. Driven in the air and hit well, right field. That ball has a chance, and he's done it again. Andy Dirks homered in the ball game last night, and he homers again today. That ball got out quick. It's his second hit this afternoon.
Pelfrey does not have the kind of giddy up on his fastball that he can throw by you in a 2-1 count. That ball was down at 92 miles an hour, and it was absolutely drilled by Andy. It got out of here in a hurry.
Sixth home run of the year for Dirks. It's a 5-1 game. A one hopper hit to Reyes. Peralta is out, 2 gone. That'll bring up Avila. So Dirks is on a little bit of a run here. He has really taken advantage of his playing time.
They all have. Kelly has. Casper Wells has. Santiago here today.
Which is kind of difficult to do when your playing time is sporadic. And for many of these guys it is. Two outs, a run in, 5-1 Detroit. Here's Avila.
It's not an easy thing to do to be a role player in the major leagues. I mean, guys like Andy Dirks, they might go a week before getting an at-bat. And then you're called upon, and you have to succeed. If you don't, they'll find somebody that can fulfill that role.
No balls, 2 strikes. Avila questioning that last call.
And doing it in a very professional way while he is still looking out toward the pitcher, having a conversation with Lance Barrett, the home plate umpire. Umpires don't mind it when you talk to them and you're not necessarily showing them up.
Oh, 2. Avila sac fly back in the third. 46 driven in this year for Alex. Say it over and over, but Peralta and Avila have really given the bottom third of that lineup a whole lot of punch this year. Outside 1-2. Pulled to right field, base hit. 1-2 pitch. Alex lines one to right. His first hit today. Bring up Santiago. That's also going to bring Terry Collins out. I think he's seen enough. 109 pitches into this game. Pelfrey will come out. So it's a wall side windows pitching change. We'll step aside as the Mets go to the bullpen. Fifth inning, and Mike Pelfrey is done for the afternoon.
I like the fact that his manager, Terry Collins, is sitting down there having a lengthy conversation with Pelfrey. No doubt talking about the outing today and still trying to be positive when things don't look all that positive. What good skippers do.
So he will give way to Tim Burdack, who faced only one hitter in the ballgame last night, gave up a home run and the pinch hit home run to Dirks.
It's good to see Tim Burdack still in a big league uniform. He provided some very nice moments for the Tigers out of their bullpen in 2007. We talked about the fact that Andy Dirks has continued to get it done with the long ball. He played long ball on Tuesday, and then he also hit a home run yesterday. And for good measure, he did it again today.
And the one he hit today was a line drive that got out very quickly. And for Dirks, his sixth of the season. So definite show of power as Burdack delivers to Santiago. Two-out runner at first base. Ramon in this game with a big hit to drive in a run back in the third. There's a ball outside. That hit that Santiago had back in the third was an RBI double. Another run scoring on a throwing error by the center fielder, and that turns out to be really the big inning of the game right now, because it gave the Tigers and Verlander a 4-1 lead at that point. The 1-1. Bouncing ball back up the middle. Reyes can't get it under his glove. He's sprawled out there on the dirt. AVILA goes to second. It's a 2-out single for Ramon. Santiago's done a really nice job today of filling in for Ryan Rayburn, getting a start at second base. The Tigers now have 9 hits. Here is Jackson. Popped him up. First base side for Lucas Duda. And the inning is over. However, the Tigers get a run, and they do so on the home run by Dirks. It is now 5-1 Detroit. Verlander back on top of the hill. It's a 5-1 ball game. The Dirks home run made it 5-1. And Justin will face Daniel Murphy to start things off here in the 6th. Murphy, then Pagan, and then Bay. First pitch is low to Murphy, who is homered in this game. In fact, he has provided the only New York Mets run as we look at Verlander's numbers after a Tigers loss. Career 50 and 38. The definition of a stopper. 2-0. That last pitch 100 for Verlander. So to the credit of the Mets here today, they've at least made Justin work. Only 1 run on 6 hits. They've gotten his pitch count up.
Yeah, Jim might need 3 innings out of his bullpen today to help Verlander, whereas he has not needed that in the last 4 starts that Verlander has pitched. In Verlander's last 4 starts prior to today, he had gone 8 innings twice and 9 innings twice. So there's been very little need for any relief. Today's a different story.
And Villarreal joining the club again. He was with the team out of spring training. Daniel Schlereth was sent down after the game last night.
And Daniel needed to go down for a little bit of a tune-up. He'll go down and start spotting that fastball and get his confidence back up.
Well, the last time, as you look at the move here, Schlereth down, Villarreal up. Allowed 2 grand slams did Schlereth against the Mets a couple of nights ago. There's a bouncer back up the middle. Santiago with a running scoop. Murphy is out. The last time Verlander failed to get into the 8th inning was May the 24th, so it's been a while.
Tigers made a couple of changes before the game. They also announced that Phil Koch was going back to the bullpen, and Charlie Furbush would get a start in Phil's spot out west when the Tigers go play the Angels. I guess we kind of saw that one coming.
I think so. Pagan stands in, and that is rolled foul. It was just a couple of days ago that in his office Jim Leyland was mentioning, and I don't know if this was any foreshadowing or if he was throwing out any hints, but he was saying that he felt that Furbush probably is now better served being a starter in the big leagues as opposed to relieving, or at least he had the ability to do so.
And most of the success that Phil Koch has had to this point in the majors has been in the relief with the Yankees a couple of years ago when they won a world championship, and he was very good in that same role last year for the Tigers.
Look what JV found. 2 gone.
We talked about Verlander earlier in this game and the fact that he's a pretty good athlete. He holds runners well, and when the ball's hit back at him, most of the time he makes the play.
There's Jason Bay. Strike 1. Verlander threw 119 pitches in his last start. He's gone as high as 132 in a game. Lifted in the air. Right field. Dirk's coming over. And Verlander will have himself an easy 1-2-3 inning. Bottom of the 6th coming up. 5-1 Detroit.
Sixth inning, and now it's time for the Coors Light Freeze Can. Santiago getting the start at second base today. Singled back in the 3rd inning. Actually, yes, he singled. And he came up, fired the ball to third base. Dirks was running toward third and was able to score. Once the ball got past the third baseman, Murphy. They gave Santiago a double on that?
They gave him a double, yeah.
How?
I don't know.
Never mind.
How does that go again?
Never mind. It's a one hopper to the center fielder.
I know. I'm just here to report the facts. Here is Don Kelly to start things off in the bottom of the 6th. And a strike call. Kelly, Boesch, and Cabrera. 5 runs, 9 hits. Detroit Mets a run on 6 hits. Kelly a pop up and a fly ball, and he looks at a strike. Tim Burdack came on to get the final out in the 5th. He's still out there here in the 6th inning. Former Detroit Tiger Burdack. We talked a little bit about him last night. He had that really good year with Detroit in 2007. He pitched in 39 games out of the pen, and then the very next spring training just could not get anything going, and eventually the Tigers cut him loose. When it looked like he might be a key member of the bullpen in the 2008 season.
And Jim had very little patience that spring. And for pitchers that weren't getting the job done, it was the spring after the Tigers had went to the World Series and lost to St. Louis.
3-2. Burdack would end up in Houston and has pitched or had pitched with the Astros each of the last 3 years, now with the Mets. Kelly spoils one to stay alive. Burdack wasn't signed until late January, the 21st of January. A lot of guys this year had to go deep into the offseason before they found jobs. And the 3-2. Driven down the right field line. It will hook. Foul. Kelly got a hold of that one. 3-2 the count stays. Got him, strike 3. Kelly caught looking. Burdack has his first strikeout.
It's a good breaking ball by Burdick that Don Kelly couldn't pull the trigger on.
Four strikeouts for Mets pitching, and that will bring up Brennan Boesch. Every Tiger today has reached base at least once. Boesch did so in the 4th inning with a base hit. The 0-1. Ground ball to first. Oh, look at that hop.
Watch your lips.
DUDA had to duck out of the way. Man, that thing was wicked.
And Brennan has no problem against left-handers. He hits left-handers extremely hard. If he'd have got this one up, it'd have went a country mile.
Terry Collins going to make another pitching change. Take another look at that. Yeah, wicked hop. So Boesch gets his second hit. Burdack will depart. Back in the bullpen they go, and to a break we go. 5-1 Detroit. Sixth inning, the Mets have gone back to their bullpen, but how about this hop on DUDA?
Yeah, DUDA was over there talking to Brennan BOESCH about this wicked hop and telling him, man, you just about undressed me.
New pitcher is DJ Carrasco.
17th game now for DJ, and he comes in with an earned run average approaching 6. 9 strikeouts, 9 walks, and 20 innings pitched.
Tigers, by the way, now have an even 10 hits, 2 of them for BOESCH. Cabrera shoots one foul back out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two and one on Miguel. Cabrera knocked into a double play his last time up. He is hitless today, although he has a walk. Bouncing ball to third, behind the bag. Tough play. There's one at second, and there's another double play. Nicely done by Daniel Murphy to start that 5-4-3. Second double play that Cabrera has knocked into today, so we go to the 7th. Well, there's no doubt Verlander likes the bright lights. Here's our Comerica game summary. Andy Turks with a solo home run in the 5th. Third straight game with a homer for the Tigers. Verlander 6 innings, 6 hits, 1 earned run, 6 strikeouts. Reyes in the series, how about 8 for 12 with 4 runs scored and a couple of steals.
Verlander at 110 pitches. And Jim Leyland met to Verlander at the top step when Verlander was coming off the field last half inning, and he must have asked JV, how do you feel? And JV obviously nodded, I feel fine, Skipper.
So we'll send him out there for the 7th inning.
I think Verlander has thrown at least 132 pitches in one start this year.
Yeah, that's his most. There's a strike called on Lucas Duda. 0-2 is the count. The 132 was that second game of the doubleheader against Boston. Here's the 0-2. 1-2 on Duda, who is 0 for 2 in this game. Action in the Detroit bullpen. That's Joaquin Benoit. hold and a fair ball. It got by Cabrera. It'll go to the corner as Dirks tries to dig it up. DUDA is on his way to second and beyond. It goes all the way to the wall. And he's all the way to third base. Lucas DUDA leads it off with a 3-bagger.
He got a breaking ball from Verlander at 79 miles an hour, got out in front of it and hooked it right down the first baseline. And once the ball trickled all the way down into the right field corner, no doubt DUDA was going to end up on third base.
7th hit of the game for the Mets. Here's Josh THOLE. Fouled off. By the way, they have changed that Santiago double to a single.
They must have saw our replay.
Exactly. It clearly was a base hit. The 0-1. Two balls, one strike on THOLE. Mets had a 1-0 lead in this game back in the second. It's been all Tigers since. 1 in the second, 3 in the third, 1 in the fifth.
Well, if you're THOLE in this situation, 2 balls, 1 strike, you have to be sitting on the mid-90s fastball.
He got it. Couldn't handle it though. 2-2.
Verlander is one of just a handful of pitchers in the major leagues today that can throw you a fastball right down the middle consistently, and you not necessarily get a really good swing at him. One of a handful.
Toward left field, runner tagging. BOESCH makes the catch. He's going to air it out, and his throw is in time. They called him out. Look out, Brennan. Oh, got to see a replay of that. Terry Collins can't believe it, yet it was a spectacular throw by BOESCH.
And it looked like Brennan held on to the ball a little bit longer than he normally would because he didn't think DUDA would run in his face, trailing by 4 runs. Take a look at Brennan. He just almost like he was shocked at the fact that DUDA went home and he threw a 1-hopper, and it looked like AVILA was blocking the plate with his left foot. And the right foot of DUDA never got in, and the trailing foot never got there either.
Yeah, indeed.
It's a great call, and it's a great block by AVILA.
The naked eye said that he was safe, but the replay indicates he was out.
The left foot was in the air, and the right foot was blocked right there.
Nice call, nice throw, and a nice block.
Lance Barrett was right there all over that call.
4th assist of the year for BOESCH. Ground ball to short. Peralta has it, and the inning is over. Nice job by Verlander. Little help from his friends today. BOESCH and AVILA, and Verlander still 5-1. The bottom of the 7th, and that's thanks to this throw by BOESCH.
One hopper to Avila, and Avila, he sails out with his body. He blocks the plate with the left leg, and the right foot, which was trailing the left foot of DUDA, never got to the plate. The left leg's in the air. That never touches home plate, and the other foot was blocked.
Great call by Lance Barrett. So the Tigers trying to add to their 5-1 lead, have Victor Martinez leading it off. Verlander 120 pitches in this game.
We were just somewhere on our recent road trip where Victor Martinez really had a really nice block of home plate too. I think it was a throw from Maglio in right field, and James Loney,
LA, yep,
was trying to score. First baseman of the Dodgers, and Victor Martinez had a similar block as Avila did there that last half inning.
The 1-1. That, I think, was in the day game, the last game in that series in LA. That Maglio made that throw.
Could have been. I think that was the same game that Maglio homered in.
Ordonez, the day off today. Enjoying the view of a 5-1 Tigers lead. The 2-1. 2-2 on Martinez. Victor, then Dirks, and then Peralta in the bottom of the 7th. DJ Carrasco replacing Tim Burdack, who replaced the starter Mike Pelfrey. Swing and a miss, and Martinez is down on strikes.
That was last Wednesday. It was the 22nd. It was in Los Angeles, and it was Maglio throwing out James Loney, but look at the block. Loney never got to home plate. That's almost an identical play.
Dirks is hit by the pitch, barely. Andy on for the 3rd time today to go with his single and his home run.
How about our crack staff down there in the truck digging up that replay on Victor Martinez blocking home plate after not getting 8 hours of sleep last night?
Well, you know the rules by now. You ask and you shall receive. Took about a minute and a half to get that video. That's down low, 1-0 to Peralta.
We have a great crew that works on Tigers baseball, not only in the truck, but the operators of the camera as well.
I was talking to a couple of our esteemed camera folks before the game today, and how tough it is, because last night's game went nearly 4 hours, and what we tend to forget is these guys are standing for 4 hours straight manning their cameras. There's no rest time for our cameramen, and they do a whale of a job.
And then they have to get up at the crack of dawn to get right back at it again. Day game after a night game.
Yeah, but they get to see our bright, cheery faces every day.
Yeah, sometimes.
There goes the runner, and it's fouled straight back. 1-1 on Peralta. Dirks was on the move.
Don't think that was a hit and run with Dirks on the move there. Dirks has the ability to steal a base on his own. I think Peralta was just swinging at the pitch because he got himself a fastball at 88 miles an hour. But I don't think that was a hit and run. You talk to any manager in baseball, and Dusty Baker was the first one to tell me about this a few years back, and that's get out of grand slam distance. Right now the Tigers have a 4-run lead. They'd like to stretch that beyond 4, which gets them, as I said, out of grand slam distance. One swing can't tie the game up.
Runner goes. Here comes the throw. Forget about it. Easy steal for Dirks. He ran a little in the minor leagues this year, has his third in the big leagues.
Now's the time to, if you're Dirks and you're a legitimate base stealer, you push the envelope a little bit. Go ahead and steal third base as well if they forget about you.
Two and two on Peralta.
It's a little easier to steal third base versus stealing second base because you can afford to get off the bag as far as the second baseman or shortstop will allow you to get off.
Three balls, two strikes. Three-two. Ground ball to third. Scooped up there by Murphy. The runner holds, 2 outs. We'll bring up Avila. Alex has an RBI in this game. It came on a sacrifice fly back in the third. 10 Tigers hits here this afternoon. Bouncing ball foul. So Avila with his RBI today now has 46. And again, we mentioned this earlier, but voting for the All-Star game ends at 11:59 p.m. tonight. So you got to make sure you get out and vote. Get on the computer and vote as many Tigers as you can. The 0-1. Bouncing ball right side. Scooping on the run is Tejada. That'll end the inning. Tigers no runs. Base runner left. And we go to the 8th.
Let's take a look at Jose Reyes in this series. He came in, he was 6 for 10 before going up against Justin Verlander this afternoon. He's an electrifying player. He's got world-class speed. He hits from both sides, and he's just a pest. However, today, the aggressiveness has kind of cost him. Santiago made a very nice play back in the first inning, and he was able to double Reyes off of second base, and then he tried to force the issue in the third after a walk by stealing second and a perfect throw by Avila. Also nailed Jose. So very aggressive in the first two, and it was fine, but over-aggressive today, and it's cost him a couple of times.
And so you add it all up, and the Tigers have a 5-1 lead. Verlander done for the afternoon. Joaquin Benoit will take over now for Detroit.
Another wonderful afternoon by Justin Verlander. Didn't look like it was as easy today for him as it has been the last 4 or 5 starts, but nonetheless, the result is still there. He only gave up 1 run.
Brandon Inge will take over now at third base for Don Kelly. And so it'll be Reyes, Pridie, and Beltran facing Benoit here in the 8th. Outside with the first pitch. Jose Reyes, a single, a walk, and a double today. Verlander's ERA dipped down to 2.32 with his 7 innings of 1-run ball today.
When it's all said and done, Justin Verlander, if he continues to pitch the way that he is pitching, and I don't see any reason why he will not, he has a chance to win a Triple Crown this year in the American League. Most wins, most strikeouts, and the best earned run average. A legitimate shot at that. Looking to win his 11th ball game here today, which leads the American League.
The 2-1. It'll be a battle for the strikeouts. Shields came in with 127, which was leading the league. Verlander today finished with 6. So JV now with 130, so he's taking over the league lead. Ooh, did he go? No, he didn't.
How far is JB back at start of play today as far as the earned run average is concerned?
Well, that might be a little bit tougher. Jared Weaver's at 1.97. Beckett at 2.20. But all it takes is, you know, 1 game for Weaver to give up 4 or 5 runs, and up goes the ERA.
Triple Crown would be special. Not many pitchers are able to accomplish that.
3-2 on Reyes. Verlander, by the way, if the Tigers hold on to win this game, will have won his 9th straight decision, which is longest current streak right now in the American League.
No doubt he will be pitcher of the month in the month of May, the month of June, excuse me, in the American League. No other pitcher in this league has been better than JV.
Slap to right field. Dirk's on the run. 1 out.
Hey fans, voting is open for the 2011 All-Star Game in Phoenix. Help send your favorite Tigers by voting up to 25 times at Tigers.com. So vote early and vote often, and then vote some more. Cast your All-Star ballot now at Tigers.com. And as Mario pointed out, the voting ends today at 11:59 p.m.
So I guess it's too late to vote early, but it's not too late to vote often.
No.
You still have an opportunity to do that. Time is clicking, though. Or time is ticking. There's a ball up high to Jason Pridie.
Avila has a legitimate shot of possibly catching Russell Martin of the New York Yankees if Tigers fans get out and vote.
Certainly not out of the question.
Because as we speak right now, there's going to be 5 Yankees in the starting lineup for Ron Washington on the 12th of July.
Here's that voting at last look with the catchers. 2.7 for Martin, 2.3 for Avila. 2-1.
They will have Cano. Jeter might not play because of his injury, which bodes well for someone like Peralta. You have A-Rod at third, Curtis Granderson in center. 5 of them.
You envision ever a situation where voting may come down to just players and coaches and managers and keep the fans out, or do you think fans will always be a part of it?
Well, it's kind of hard to take the fans out of it because the game is played for them. But at some point in time, if Major League Baseball feels like it's totally a popularity contest, they may go in and change some things.
Yeah, you may be heading that direction because right now the winner gets home field advantage for their lead for the World Series. So, I mean, there is something riding here aside from pride and trying to win that game for yourself. Swing and a miss. Meanwhile, Benoit is taking care of 2 batters.
Because really the only, I mean, you can't really argue with too many of, those starting assignments. I mean, Russell's deserving, obviously. Cano's the best second baseman in this league. Not quite sure what A-Rod's doing numbers-wise, but I can't think of another third baseman in this league that's better than A-Rod. And, of course, Curtis Granderson has been tremendous in center field. So it's kind of hard to argue with the guys that are starting.
Here is Carlos Beltran. Fly ball in the air to right. Tags pretty well. Dirk's going back. He's going to watch this one fly. And Beltran has hit his 2nd home run in the series.
He was up there looking for a fastball in the mid-90s, and he got a changeup up in the strike zone, and his bat was sped up, and he caught it out in front and caught it just right. And there have been a lot of home runs hit in the 3 days that the New York Mets have been visitors here in this ballpark.
350 feet worth into the seats in right. So it's 5-2. Tiger lead is cut to 3. Here is Daniel Murphy. He has provided the other Mets run today with a home run way back in the 2nd. One ball, 2 strikes on Murphy. It'll get fouled back out of play. 1-2, the count stays. Tigers will have Santiago, Jackson, and Inge when we get to the bottom of the 8th. And right now, Manny Acosta warming up in the New York bullpen. Benoit trying to pitch through the top of the 8th. He has surrendered the home run to Carlos Beltran. Here's the 1-2. Mets leave town. Giants coming in as interleague play begins to wind down for 2011.
San Francisco will have a short trip over here to the Motor City. They are playing an afternoon game in Chicago. About a 40-45 minute flight.
So they'll get in at a good time tonight. Here's what awaits the Tigers.
Yeah, they'll get in and get themselves a nice dinner. And then it's off to Los Angeles for 3 and Kansas City for 4.
We haven't gone to Kansas City yet this year.
Not yet. So we got 3 trips to Kansas City starting on the 7th of July.
I can smell the Gates barbecue right now.
I can taste it.
Here's the 1-2. 2-2. Daniel Murphy.
I'm going to have to figure out a way to get me some barbecue on the 4th of July. We're in Los Angeles, and the 4th of July is just not the 4th unless you've got some barbecue.
Well, we're in Southern California, not really known for barbecue. You might have to settle for sushi.
No, I got some peeps out there.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Driven to left center. That's going to drop. Base hit, maybe more. Boesch cuts it off, and it's going to be a double. So the Mets not going anywhere. They have a homer and a 2-base hit. Jim Leyland starting to get a little bit antsy.
The Mets are a scrappy bunch. We've talked about it for the last 3 days. They hustle. They go first to third. They stretch singles into doubles. They lead the National League in stolen bases. It's a very aggressive baseball team.
Papa Grande.
I would say that the teams in the National League are far more aggressive than the teams in the American League.
No doubt. From what we've seen in interleague play, and I guess it stands to reason. I mean, you're looking at a situation where there's a DH in the American League, so offensively I think teams are structured a bit differently.
I mean, it started when we faced the Pittsburgh Pirates when they had McCutchen, very talented center fielder, and they also have the other outfielder that has good speed too. Tabata.
Yep. Ground ball to second. That'll get him out of the inning. Santiago throws him out. The damage is limited to 1, and the home run by Beltran.
Rivals go head-to-head when the Indians battle the Cincinnati Reds or the New York Yankees take on the Metropolitans of New York. Coverage begins at 4 p.m. on your local Fox station. Check local listings for the game in your area, and don't forget the MLB All-Star Game is Tuesday, July 10th, also on Fox.
So we're headed to the bottom of the 8th inning. Tigers on top here this afternoon, 5-2. We have a new pitcher for the aforementioned Metropolitans. It's Manny Acosta.
Acosta comes in with some crooked numbers, but he's only pitched in 8 games, and if you have 2 bad outings as a short reliever, it can take you months to get your numbers manageable again.
Santiago leads it off, and he takes ball 1.
It's been a nice day for Santiago. Made a really nice play back in the first inning, snaring a line drive and then doubling up Jose Reyes off of the shortstop at second base.
Bunted by Acosta. Can he make the play? Yes.
What a play by Acosta. I didn't think there was any way whatsoever he was going to make that play.
And he handcuffed the first baseman as well.
Usually when the ball is by the pitcher, this is by the pitcher, it's the second baseman's ball. But Acosta didn't give up on it and made a really nice play. DUDA wasn't even expecting the ball at first base. Look at the first baseman. He's not even expecting the ball. He hurt himself, too.
Takes a base hit away from Santiago. Maybe on the plant there. That looked awkward. Wow. He actually circled the ball. So they'll give him some warm-up pitches. We'll see if Acosta will stay in the game. Just in case, Francisco Rodriguez. He's tuning up. So that's going to be it. They're going to take Acosta out of this game, and so we'll have a pitching change, and as they make that change, we'll be back. Period. Bell Tire and by Motor City Casino Hotel, 1,000,000 miles away, right down the street. Well, it's been a gorgeous afternoon here at the ballpark. Great day for baseball, and so far the Tigers leading at 5-2 as we play here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And Francisco Rodriguez has been summoned from the bullpen with the injury to Manny Acosta.
Well, apparently Frankie Rodriguez needs some work, because otherwise he would not be pitching in this game. He's their closer, 20 of 23 for Rodriguez. Have you heard the uniqueness of his contract? I think if he finishes 55 games this year, right, 55 games this year, then his money kicks in automatically next year at about $17 million, I believe.
It does. And 55, you're correct, is the magic number, which often makes for interesting times, especially late in the season when you start approaching those numbers.
Well, they have not been shying away from him. So if he stays here, it looks like he's going to get to those 55 appearances.
So here is Austin Jackson. And Jackson looks at a strike, 0-1.
And apparently if they want to trade Frankie Rodriguez, he has quite a few teams on the list that he will not go to. So he has given them a list of teams that they can trade him to. And judging the number that he might get to if he finishes 55 games, I think he'll turn down a trade to go somewhere if he's going to be a setup man.
Well, you remember that season a couple of years ago. It was 08 when he saved 62 games in his last year for the Angels before joining the Mets in 09.
You know, that's why I appreciate our owner here so much, Mike Ilitch. Is a couple of years ago, Maglio had a similar type contract where he needed to play a certain amount of games, have a certain amount of at-bats for his money to kick in the following year. And Maglio wasn't performing all that well. And it would have been very easy for them not to allow him to get to that number. But Mr. Ilitch allowed him to get there. And, of course, the rest is history. I think that speaks volumes for other players that see that, and you have a chance of possibly signing one of those free agent players.
2-2 is swung on and missed. He struck him out, and Jackson is gone. Well, I would agree with that. I don't think there's any doubt that those that have played for Mr. Ilitch appreciate what he's done for them. 2 gone now. Here's Brandon Inge getting his first at bat of the game.
But it might be a different story with the New York Mets because they have some issues with their ownership and what happened in that Bernie Madoff situation.
Oh, Inge is hit. And a breaking ball by Frankie Rodriguez, so he'll reach.
That breaking ball chased Inge. Hit him in a good spot, though.
That Bernie Madoff mess was, I guess, a mess. That really messed a lot of things up.
Some of us have a little bit more padding in that area than others.
Frankie Rodriguez, all elbows and knees, man. He comes at you.
He's got no chance of fielding his position if a ball's hit right back up the middle. Violent delivery is what they would call it.
Ground ball right side. Tejada has it, and that'll end the inning. No runs, a hit batter, 1 left. Let's go to the 9th. Here comes Papa Grande. Time here for the Mets. Tigers trying to avoid the sweep, and they lead it by 3 now, 5-2 as we go to the top of the 9th inning. And Papa Grande is on to try and pick up a save here.
Yeah, Papa Grande has been perfect in these situations this year. He has saved 18 for the Tigers in 18 chances. He comes in with an earned run average at 2.43, and he's averaging a strikeout per inning.
Has some defensive changes as well for the Tigers. Casper Wells comes into the game. He'll play right field, moving Dirks from right to left. BOESCH is out of the game.
Valverde's first half last year was incredible, and his first half this year has been really good too. I mean, without the little stub of the toe last year, the second half of the year, Valverde has put up sensational numbers in a Tigers uniform.
First pitch is popped up off the bat of Jason Bay, and it looks like Cabrera. One out. That's going to bring up Lucas Duda. Benoit pitched the 8th, gave up the 1 run, and now Valverde here in the 9th. Duda had a triple in his last at bat in the 7th inning, but did not score when he tagged up on a fly ball, and BOESCH threw him out from left. Strike 1 on Duda.
Brennan BOESCH, in the previous inning, he almost undressed Duda with a wicked ground ball that jumped over his head. In the next inning, he throws him out at home plate. We're picking on Duda today.
Yes, he is. Here's the 0-1 to Duda. That's lifted in the air. Shallow right center. Jackson, 2 gone.
If the Mets lose this game, they will not be disappointed one bit. They came in here to do exactly what any team would be hoping to do, and that's take 2 of 3. They did that, knowing they had to look at Verlander today.
Yeah, as you said at the beginning of the game, they were playing with house money.
No doubt.
And now Valverde has 1 more out to get. And he will do his dance.
One of many dances.
Oh, 1 on Josh Thole. He is their last chance today. The 0-1. And the 1-1. Strike called. 1-2 on Thole. 31,861 on their feet right now.
What you got for the dance today for Papa Grande?
I got the deep knee bend.
You got the deep knee bend?
Yeah.
No fist pump?
I'm going to go straight with the deep knee bend. What do you got? The crossed arms?
I got the leg kick today.
You got the leg kick?
Leg kick and the fist pump.
We got to start naming these.
And a cross of the arms at the top.
Here's the 1-2. Line to left field, and that ball is down. It's a fair ball. And to the corner it goes. No dancing yet. Thole has a 2-out double.
It's a nice piece of hitting by Thole. It's a fastball. It's down. And he slices the ball the opposite way. Actually, it may have been a split-fingered fastball at 88 miles an hour.
So Thole has his 9th double of the year. We've got a pinch hitter now for Tejada. Fernando Martinez. Each team now with 10 hits. Tigers lead at 5-2. Martinez, a .250 hitter. Strike one. Two-out, two-base hit by THOLE has kept this game alive for the Mets. And the 0-1. No balls and 2 strikes on Martinez. And Papa Grande 1 strike away. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. And Papa Grande does his dance. He did a whirly bird there.
Yeah, he did. He did the knee bend. He did a mini leg kick, a half fist pump, and a whirly bird.
And a Hamel Camel at the end.
He's a piece of work.
Tigers win it. And they avoid the sweep as they take the final games in this series against the New York Mets.
Check him out.
It's something new every day.
They don't have enough mustard in the cabinet for that hot dog.
Look at this. Papa Grande does it again, his 19th save. That's good television right there. 5-2, Tigers a winner.